This is Aussie Mac Zone. We'll cover everything Apple, including Macs, iPhones, iPads, and more. All this from an Aussie perspective. Sit back, relax, and insert yourself into the zone. The Aussie Mac Zone.
Hi everybody, welcome to show 224 Aussie Mac Zone. This week's sponsors, athwebhosting.com.au and aussietechradio.com. Now, our Aussie Apple ramblings start this week with Garth and his new toy. I'm very jealous.
I don't know, Michael. I don't know how long I'll have this new toy. It's so yeah, got the HomePod on Friday, as you know, when it came out. Initial thoughts, fantastic, love it. But I don't know if I can justify the price. It's gonna have to go back, I think. It's gonna have to go back. But it does sound fantastic, and everything all of the what they've said on IMR and all the all spot on. Really isn't a very smart speaker. Like, it's a completely different class to
No, that's right.
Amazon and Google offerings. It's just not in that class, and of it in terms of audio quality. It really is what it's supposed to be, which is a fantastic speaker. The way it reacts, and you place it in different spots, and you can hear it. It just always sounds good. And I know, like, even placing the monitors in my room upstairs, the studio monitors, move them a bit to the end and get it just right. Whereas this, you put it anywhere, it sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
But I don't just the price. I just cannot justify the price. I'm not saying that but do I need a speaker of that value? Probably not.
But so far it's done everything that they suggested it would, like the music quality and just by moving it around.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. Interesting stuff, with the musicologist, as they call it, or whatever they call it, theory of just being able to find out things about the band that you're listening to, whatever, who was playing guitar on that track and things like that you don't really expect or need to. The stuff with messages, how it will read out your most recent message, or read out your unread messages from iMessages, but my phone needs to be on the Wi-Fi network. As soon as my phone is off that Wi-Fi network, none of those extra things work, like messaging, reminders, notes, even adding a note. It'll do that while my phone is on the Wi-Fi network.
Yeah.
Once it comes off, then none of that stuff will work. So it's it's a decent way of doing the security and privacy.
Yeah.
I'd much prefer something like recognizing different voices, and basing it on that.
I'm sure it'll come.
Multiple users and so forth. But for a lot of people, this is going to be perfect.
And now, when you're not home, can the kid play music?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. And you can choose whether or not that music influences your own Apple Music suggestions. So that's just an option you can choose. So if it is in a public place or in a place where a lot of people are going to be using it, the good thing is you only need the one Apple Music. Like I have a family account for Apple Music, but even if I had just a solo account, like a single account, I could have 5 or 6 of these HomePods, and all of them could be using Apple Music, playing different stuff, all off that one account. And as I said, you get to then go in and choose whether or not music played on the HomePod influences your personal recommendations on Apple Music. And I haven't done that. I've just left it as is. So hopefully the kids won't troll me and listen to a whole lot of crap on here. But you never know.
And so it's playing a song, and you just say, "Hey, darling, who's the drummer? Is that basically it? Yeah.
Pretty much. So if I just tap the top because it's just play pause. Well, let's turn that down. Now, while it's playing here, I don't know how much bandwidth it's going to have because I've got crap internet, as we have discussed many times before, but we'll just try. Hey Siri, who's the bass player?
Mark Stoner plays bass on the Killers song The Man.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mark Stoner is the bass player on the song. Hey Siri, play some music from the 80s. Go. Who's this playing? Oh, I didn't say the magic word, did I?
No.
Hey Siri, who's playing now?
This is an excess. This track is called New Sensation.
And you can do things like, hey Siri, turn the volume to 40%. Hey Siri, turn the volume to 5%.
That's pretty good.
I'll just tap it to pause. Yeah. So what it's supposed to do, it does well.
Yeah.
And there's lots and lots of stuff it's not supposed to do yet.
It is a very smart speaker. It's just not a smart speaker.
Yeah, that's what it is. Exactly. That's exactly right. It's a smart speaker, not a smart home assistant.
Yes.
With a speaker.
Yeah.
But what like I said in review I put up on Audio Pizza, they've absolutely nailed the hardware. They've made a fantastic device that they can upgrade through, software updates.
Yeah.
So if they want to add more functionality, if they want to expand series control, series realms on this device, they can. It's just a software update away. It's totally up to, it's up to Apple and their schedule and what they want to do with the product. For what it is at the moment, which is, as I was saying before, it's really designed for someone who has Apple Music. And I think last count we had, it was about 30 million people who have Apple Music. So it's a limited market, I think, that they're targeting. But they have absolutely nailed it with targeting that particular market. Now, whether that's going to make other, a lot of the analysts happy or not is neither here nor there. Everyone will be pointing at how it's so, you can't even Bluetooth to it. You can't get Spotify on there other than through AirPlay. We don't even have AirPlay 2 yet. We're still waiting for that. So I think totally agree with all the criticism of it being locked down and whatever. But you know what? I don't think Apple cares because it's the product they wanted. And that is just what Apple does. Like, here's a product for Apple users. Someone who's already in the ecosystem. And they've made it incredibly easy that, you don't have to worry about the placement of the speaker. You just drop it anywhere and it sounds freaking fantastic. So they've done exactly what they wanted to do with the product, I think.
Mm-hmm. And things like people have talked about putting it in the middle of the room and then being able to, because we're used to looking at a set of speakers and hearing the sound and then walking on the other side of it and looking away but still hearing the sound perfectly. It's little things like that make it unusual.
The good thing is you can just drop it anywhere and sound, and it really does sound.
And how long did it take to set up?
And I guess, the setup process?
Yeah, how long did it?
Super quick. So it's like the AirPods in a way.
Yeah.
A little bit more involved than that, but the same sort of thing where I plug it in. The fact that I had my iPhone near it was enough for me to get an alert on the iPhone saying, do you want to set up your HomePod? Yep. Okay. Well, what room is it in? Do you want to use Siri? Are you happy with location services? Cool. Done. Finished. That was about it.
Excellent.
You can go into the HomeKit app, the Home app on your phone, and access various settings of the HomePod from there. What language you want to use, and you can add alarms from the HomeKit app as well.
Yeah.
Added into automation schedules and things like that. I had VoiceOver on my phone, so it automatically put VoiceOver on the AirPod, which you can just turn on with Siri anyway, turn off or on with Siri in any case. All the settings, just Wi-Fi settings, everything like that. Didn't have to do any of it. It all just, well, like Apple are doing with lots of devices now. They're with the setup process. They've really sort of put a lot of work into that setup process, I think. You get a new iPhone, both running iOS 11, and do you want to transfer the settings? Yep. All right. Done.
That's done. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what it was like with this as well. But a lot quicker.
Another comment I saw today regarding, because it's got a material cover on the power cord.
Yes.
And they're worried about animals chewing it, etc. That Apple will replace it for $29 US, so that's about $40 Australian. So.
Yep, which is probably what an adapter or a power cord would cost you anyway.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good to know.
Yep. So, they've covered that. Someone asked, and they've come up with the answer. So. Letting people know. Excellent. Well, I'm glad you've been enjoying it and taking the bullet for us.
Oh, it's a pleasant bullet. The unpleasant bit will be the taking it back part.
Yes. Oh, your son can buy it for you. I thought that would have been fair.
Yeah, there you go. That sounds about right, doesn't it?
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you for that review. And you said there was one up on Audio Pizza as well. Is that right? You've done a...
Yeah. I go through the whole process and just sort of give some thoughts and go through some of the settings and what you can do and what things like news and sports news and stuff like that you can do as well.
Yep.
Which is all pretty cool. So yeah.
Excellent. Well, I'll have to have a look at that too. Thank you. So we'll start with some challenges for Apple now, which is a purported iOS iBoot source code leaks, which is a potential security issue for iPhones. Motherboard reported the leak late last week after what appeared to be source code for iBoot was posted publicly online. Apple issued a takedown notice on the posted code overnight, which likely confirms the code was indeed leaked, although it was accessible for hours before being taken down. And I heard today it's probably accessible for a couple of weeks before it was taken down. And then Apple downplays iBoot source code leak, says updated iPhones are secure by design. So Apple has shot down the significance of an apparent source code leak for iPhone's iBoot bootloader, which loads the operating system. The original report flagged the source code leak as the biggest leak in history, based on one researcher's description. But Apple has significantly downplayed any risks associated with the leak, while seemingly confirming its authenticity. Now Apple has officially responded to a potential security risk with a statement shared by CNET. Old source code from 3 years ago appears to have been leaked, but by design the security of our products doesn't depend on the secrecy of our source code. There are many layers of hardware and software protections built into our products, and we always encourage customers to update to the newest software releases to benefit from the latest protections, Apple said in a statement. And the leaked source code was from iOS 9. So what do you think? The biggest leak in history.
Downplay, I think. They must be freaking...
spewing.
Probably what they've said in there is all fairly accurate,
Yep.
But the tone behind it, it's all right. We don't care. It's okay. Don't worry about it. They must be absolutely spitting chips.
Yep. Especially when they...
I would imagine.
Like it was only just late last year where they were talking about, don't leak any information, telling their staff,
Oh, I know.
And then they get this, which apparently had been out for quite a few weeks. Just no one had actually noticed it.
Yeah.
And even though it is iOS 9, you got to imagine that some of that code is probably in iOS 11. You know, but
Yeah, I don't know. Is it just they've got too big that they can't keep control of this stuff anymore? I just don't get it.
it's got to be someone there or not there, and like they said, put on a USB stick and took it home.
Yes, it's going to be either someone there or someone not there. So sorry.
Well, someone who's still there, or yeah, they won't want to find out who it is, but
well, the person won't want to
no.
be found out. Yeah.
Yeah. So what about Apple releases updated build of macOS High Sierra 10.13.4 Beta 2 to developers? They seeded to developers, and today the company has issued an update to Beta 2. The original beta was labelled 17E150F, but the newer version is 150G. It's unclear as to why Apple has pushed out an updated version, as there haven't been any reported major bugs in the release so far. And for those who are already on the beta, the update can be found at the Mac App Store. But 10.13.4 brings new features such as messages in iCloud, the new cloud wallpaper, previously only on the iMac Pro, and it also introduces a similar warning that we had for iOS last year, which is 32-bit applications may not work in the future. Trying to get those app people to update their apps, that's all.
Yeah. Luckily, I guess we only see that once for each app.
Yeah.
And I have only seen it once. I think it's only the one app that I've actually seen that warning on. I was, expecting to see it on all sorts of apps, but actually hasn't come up that often.
Okay.
So.
Good. That means you're keeping your machine up to date as well.
Yes.
Now, just a reminder, this week we are brought to you by athwebhosting.com.au with affordable and competitive plans, 99.95% uptime, domain registration, free setup, auto setup, instant activation, accepts PayPal as well as other cards, 250 scripts installed with one click, including Joomla and many more. And they use cPanel, which is the industry standard user-friendly feature-rich control panel, all from $5.95 per month when paid annually. And 24/7 ticket support and friendly help when needed. And Glenn was on here last week just to show how friendly the help is. Now, Apple server.
So, Michael, before we go on, I just wanted to say, where's Zarn tonight?
Oh, sorry. Yes. Unfortunately, Zarn got crook late last week and had to have an operation, have his gallbladder out. So he's being lazy and supposedly recuperating, but
Bloody slacker.
Yeah, so that's what I thought,
Well, I hope he's getting well. Hope he's feeling better soon.
Yeah, I know he's getting better, but he was so stressed. It's his first operation, and he was like freaking out, climbing the walls.
Oh dear,
the poor little baby. So but he's getting better. It's all good. Thank you for reminding me. Apple server. So we've got changes coming to Apple servers in spring US time. So macOS server is changing to focus more on management of computers, devices, and storage on your network. As a result, some changes are coming in how server works. A number of services will be depreciated and will be hidden on new installations of an updated macOS server coming in spring 2018. If you've already configured one of these services, you'll still be able to use it in the spring server update, and these depreciated services will be removed in a future release of macOS server. So those depending on them should consider alternatives, including hosted services. So what they're saying is things like the list I'll read out in a minute, all the security fixes that, because they're basically based on open source software, all the security fixes that come through Apple aren't actually keeping up with them with their software releases. So if you want to use these products, which I'm sure there's not too many people use all of them, you'll be able to go open source. And they do list on their webpage, they do list alternatives for each of the products. So the depreciated services will be the calendar, contacts, DHCP, DNS, mail, messages, net install, VPN, web, and wiki. So, and yeah, not a lot of people use all of those or some of those. So I actually do. So yeah, but it means loading like the Apache server. You can put an updated Apache server on your Mac now anyway. So it's just one of those things to keep. And it's a server, so not every Tom, Dick and Harry is going to do it. You need an administrator to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, most people won't be doing. Be completely irrelevant to most people, I would imagine.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I've got a funny one here for you. There's a dating site, Match. It says if you're a single guy, you may want to upgrade your phone. 9 to 5 reports if you're a single man and have an older iPhone, you might want to consider an upgrade. According to a survey of 5,000 Americans by dating site Match, women are 92% more likely than men to judge their date for having an older model of phone. So I'm glad I bought my iPhone X.
Well, this is why I'm still on a 6S. It doesn't really matter anymore.
Business Insider also notes a number of other ways your phone could prove bad news on a date. Even having the phone around is a risk, with 58% saying they didn't want their date to place the phone on the table face up. 41% said it's rude when someone takes their phone to the bathroom or outside, perhaps because there's a chance they're gossiping to their friends about how terrible the date is going. And unsurprisingly, most consider it rude to use your phone during a date. But if you can get away with typing a quick reply, make sure you have audible click switched off, as 14% of singletons find it irritating. Oh, and think twice about getting your phone out at all if the screen is cracked, as the same percentage find that off-putting. So there you go.
That was my favourite one of all of them, that one. You'd think it was like, you're being frugal. It's a good sign, surely.
I'm saving up for the wedding and I'm already in trouble for it.
Exactly.
Yes. Now, last week's Australian ABC show, The Checkout, highlighted iTunes fraudsters. Now, in a segment of the show last week, they highlighted that over 500 million Australian dollars have been scammed from unsuspecting Australians the first 9 months of last year alone. The scammers say they are from the Taxation Office or Centrelink or other government agencies, and say you owe the agency, you haven't paid your tax properly or whatever, and you owe the Taxation Office, say, $200. And to save you time and hassle, you can go to any shop and get an iTunes gift card to that value. So you might get 450 cards or 100 or whatever. And then they ring the person back and get them to tell them the serial number, which the scammers then sell online anywhere in the world. So I'm trying to let people know. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, go for it.
I think we covered this a while back, didn't we? When this was happening. It's just like unbelievable that people would fall for that.
Unfortunately, there's, look, we have to be more aware. The more older people there are.
Yeah, I suppose so.
It's all part of it,
like,
Wow. But that's just last year. Over 500 millions just in first 9 months of last year.
Wow.
So please, everybody, be aware, and be aware for your family too. Like, it's not affecting you.
Point, isn't it? Yeah. Be aware for your family, because that's just insane.
Now, we're also brought to you this week by Aussie Tech Radio, www.aussietechradio.com, with our sister shows, Aussie Tech Security Podcast, and the award-winning Aussie Tech Heads podcast, and our new show, the Aussie Tech Crypto, which is for newbies to crypto with an Aussie perspective. And it'll also have other podcasts from Australia that anyone wants to put a podcast up there, please just email Glenn, and he'll get the up there, and people listen to it 24 hours a day, non-stop. It's just going around and around. It's excellent. Lots of different perspectives on different things. So now here's an interesting one that hasn't affected me or most people, but it supposedly affected a lot of people. The iPhone 10 forgets the phone part. So Apple is facing two hardware issues this week. The first is with iPhone 7 and an issue with the logic board, but more awkwardly, it's working out why its flagship smartphone forgets how to be a phone, as the iPhone 10 touchscreen is interfering with receiving calls. Forbes' Gordon Kelly looks at the issue first, reported by the Financial Times. Hundreds of owners have complained on Apple forums that their pocket supercomputer cannot accomplish the most basic task that even a $10 phone can manage, namely taking incoming calls. The problem occurs because of a fault in affected iPhone 10 touchscreens, which means they don't turn on for up to 10 seconds after a call comes in, stopping the user from answering. Apple confirmed to Financial Times that it is looking into these reports. Expect a quick fix for the issue labelled in iOS 11.2.6 to appear, while it continues to get the 11.3 stable. But Apple haven't admitted it's a problem with the thing. It may be a problem, maybe a carrier problem, that your phone doesn't actually receive the call. So, yeah, I don't know how they can prove it's the touchscreens.
Well, whether or not they can fix it with the software update, I guess we'll find out, won't we?
Yeah. So I'm not sure. Yeah, saying it's the touchscreens, I don't believe that's probably an accurate statement.
Yeah,
we have to wait and see.
Like
but yeah. Yeah. So, how to view the battery percentage indicator on your iPhone 10? On all other iPhone models, you go to Battery and Settings app and toggle on battery percentage. So up the top, instead of showing you 4 bars or whatever, it shows you 96%. In order to see the exact amount of power left on the status bar, on the iPhone 10, however, the option no longer exists. It's because it's already built in. It's already activated. So on the iPhone 10, you just move your finger down from the top on the right hand side, which gives you a control center, and just on that control center is the percentage of battery you've got left. So you can bring it down and just slide it down and slide it back up, and just to see the percentage, or you can bring it down and leave the control center just there in front of you. So that's simple to know exactly the percentage you've got left. Now, do you know that you can share your Wi-Fi password with nearby devices, like when you're setting up?
Gee, Michael, can I just say I love this feature?
Yep.
We made such good use of this when we were on holidays. So
Yeah.
keep going. Tell everyone about it.
Yeah. So you can share your Wi-Fi by password. So no more do you have to try and type out long, complicated passwords on your iPhone. Now you can just ask someone already connected to the network to share their password with you over the air. No typing involved. As long as both devices are running iOS 11 and also High Sierra is also supported. So unlock the already connected iDevice. On that device that needs to be connected, go to Settings, Wi-Fi, and select the same Wi-Fi network that the already connected device is on. And if all goes according to plan, a large prompt will appear on the connected phone asking to share Wi-Fi. The password on the unconnected phone will be filled in automatically after a brief delay, and the device will instantly connect to the network. All that's left to do is pressing done on the prompt that's still up on the already connected device. So there is a link in the show notes with screenshots, and it's that simple. It's really took me a lot longer to talk about it than it did to actually do it.
Exactly.
Now,
Yeah, it really works well, that one.
yeah. Have you got any other little things, my friend?
No.
No. No, you just can't wait to get back and enjoy your HomePod. I know. Well, you've still got it.
It is a bit like that.
I know. Again, I know I harp on about this, but please back up. So I had a customer this week who was having to pay out between $800 and $2,500 to get a backup, to get back his 2 photo shoots because his hard drive had failed, as in not spinning failed. So on his iMac, he'd done the photo shoots, hadn't backed them up, and his machine failed. So, the average cost to do that sort of from this position is $800 to $2,500, to assuming he gets it back. And another one, and this one's courtesy of our poor dilapidated Zarn, Facebook tags. You can now tag your friends in your status or posts. Just type @ and then type the friend's name. For example, had lunch with @John Smith. And it's as simple as that. Just in case you didn't know. I don't know how new that is, but it's just come through.
I'm not too sure. I think, I don't know.
I don't do much tagging anyway, so just here we go.
Well, that's pretty much the story, isn't it, for me too?
Now, our show promotion, the show notes link each week on the uploads. Don't forget Spotify, just search for Aussie Mac Zone. Apple News, Aussie Mac Zone. And I'd just like to say thank you, Garth, for doing such a great job again accompanying me tonight.
No worries, Michael. Thank you.
And thank you to our listeners, our sponsors, this week being athwebhosting.com.au and Aussie Tech Radio, and our supporters. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Zarn, get well soon too.
Yes. Thank you, everyone.